Is it possible to honor your family while also honoring yourself? Tonight we try and answer that question when we review Pixar's Turning Red. I'm Chad.
And I'm Matt.
If you're not already, come in, have a seat, and enjoy episode 47 of We Used to Talk About This at Work. All right, Matt, I am hyped up right now. I got, a real live human in the studio. I got technical issues. I think we got some mic bleeding. So, my audio going to be on her mic. It's going to be a good fucking show, Matt. A good time. And that's sarcasm, by the way.
Right, it's going to be a horrible episode.
Mm-hmm. It's all downhill from the moment we hit record. But, so we've got a good one in store for you all. We are welcoming back two returning guests. We've got Kaitlyn in studio with me right now.
Hey, guys.
And we've got Fran on in her car driving on this call like this is a work meeting. So, yeah.
Don't judge me. No judgment here. Okay.
It's too late, lady. It's too late. So, Fran, why are you in the car right now?
Okay, so my brother's birthday was Friday, and he decided that he wanted to have a party. So my mom called me and said, we're going to have just like a small dinner party for my brother. My brother called me, said, hey, we're going to have this. What they neglected to tell me is that this wasn't going to be at my parents' house, but somewhere else. So I showed up at my parents' house. Everything is dark. And I was like, I am confused.
Are you knocking on the door? He's like, is this a surprise party for me?
He planned his own surprise party.
I was like ready. I was like, now normally this isn't how this would work. So I'm a little confused on this. And then I was told, no, it's in St. Louis. Wow, fam. Wow. So now I'm in the car driving to St. Louis and making this work.
How late are you going to be for this party?
Probably not too late because, my brother is organizing it. So that means it's already going to run on CP time. It was supposed to start at 6:30. So I was really expecting it not to start until about 7:30. I'm truly, I'll let you know if I'm right. I'll let you know.
How far away are you?
I am about close to 2 hours from St. Louis.
What?
Because I live in Springfield. But
no, I mean like right now in the car.
Right now in the car.
How far out are you?
I'm about 40 minutes out.
Okay.
That's not terrible.
No.
So, Kaitlyn, what you been up to, lady?
I've been pretty busy, man. I had a friend come and visit last weekend, and I haven't seen him since college. So I showed him around the city, and we ended up going to a drag show. I have not been to a drag show in years, so that was fun. A bit nostalgic. Did that quite a bit in college. So it was fun to go out. I don't really do it that often, so I definitely regretted it later, but that's for other reasons. Other than that, I actually quit my job yesterday, so that is a thing. But it's not immediate. I'm going to be finishing out sometime in April. It was long overdue, so it's a good thing.
What made you want to quit? Can you give that reason out?
Sure. It's been pretty damaging to my mental health, and I've been talking through it with my therapist quite a bit lately. I feel like, my job is the topic of conversation more than anything else in my therapy sessions, so that became a big problem. And they
That's
just weren't.
That's the key right there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm paying all of this money to complain about my job that doesn't pay me a lot of money, so that's a little backwards, but c'est la vie, and we are moving forward. We're going to find something else in the industry that suits me better. I'm thankful for the experience I got there, but they just have a lot of things that they need to work through before they expect what they expect out of their employees. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
All right. Well, good luck in whatever your next steps are, Caitlin.
Thank you.
Yeah. Matt, what's been going on with you?
Nothing much. My son's been playing Fortnite just like all the kids, and he was talking about can I play with him one day, and I was like, nah, I don't play Fortnite. But then he was playing, and I was like, I was feeling happy, so I was like, let me try out this game. So I downloaded on the PS4, whatever. I played it, and next thing you know, I get me and whoever I was with, we get number one on it. So I'm like, and called my son in because like there was some buttons I didn't know what to do with and stuff. So he helped me on that one. So he's like, can I play with him? So basically, for this past week, off and on, I've been playing with him and his friends, and I don't like playing with kids. They got new lingo and stuff. I don't know what's going on.
Are you sus?
They were saying,
or am I old for saying sus?
Nah, they say sus, and he was like, man, you Chuck. And I was like, what does that mean? That means you're good. And I'm like,
Chuck?
I don't know.
What?
And they were saying some other terminologies, and I was just like,
Oh my god.
man, y'all need to shut up as I play this. And then, they playing music in the background, so I'm hearing all this shit on their mic and stuff. So
Was it at least music that you knew, or is it some of that new shit?
new shit. I don't know what the fuck is going on. They weren't playing no Lil Wayne, so I don't know what they was listening to.
It's all clicks and beeps, huh?
Yeah, so
Clicks and beeps.
it's all right. They pretty good. But it gives us something to do. We're at that point now where me and my son can both play video games, and it not necessarily be like Mario Kart or Wii U Sports. So now we can start getting into some video games, maybe get him in some 2K, some Madden in the future. So things are good.
Yes, the Black Man Starter Pack.
Do you play 2K or Madden?
Once upon a time. Like, I'm barely playing like other video games in my life right now.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Mario Kart, I have no clue. Like
Animal Crossing.
Mario Kart's about the furthest I go.
Yeah, we gotta play some Mario Kart together, everybody.
Yeah, let's
Get that
do it.
going.
So, Shad, what have you been up to?
I'm still working on Inventing Anna. I am on episode 6 of 9 of the show. And I'm struggling, everybody. Fran, Caitlin, have either of you seen the show?
I have not.
I have no interest.
No interest. Why not?
Okay, so I know the story. That's fine, but like I don't really care about, a white woman scamming. I'm just saying, like,
That's valid.
okay, congratulations, you scammed. Proud of it. Good job. You got caught. Sorry about you.
But it's a Shonda
You flew a
Rhimes
little too
joint.
close to the sun.
But Shonda Rhimes.
Okay, yeah, love Shonda. Don't matter. I'm still not interested.
I see. What happened to not only women supporting women, but black women supporting black women? What happened to that?
First of all, there are other ways for me to support Shonda than watching Inventing Anna. I can rewatch Bridgerton, and the new season's about to come up. You play it.
Yes.
Yeah, I never saw that, but I hear you.
Now who ain't supporting women?
Mm-hmm.
Me? Well, no, I'm watching
That
the
show's
show.
not for the boys.
I'm watching the show that
It's
two
not.
women said that they won't support. All right.
Okay, Chad.
But no, it's like that last episode, it felt like I was watching that shit for like 2 hours. And it's like the episode was like over an hour long. So it felt like a HBO episode. But it's just like, this is interesting content, but the way it's presented is not compelling. Because like our main character is a character that they created for this show. And so they gave this main character like problems that in the grand scheme of things I don't care about, because it's like I just want to hear all the crazy shit Anna did, but no, I got to hear about like, oh no, the reporter that they made up for this show, she's poor and she has to interview these rich people and she's getting like a real culture shock. And it's like, cool, but I didn't click play on Netflix to see this.
So is it a docuseries or like a reenactment?
It's reenactment with some stuff added in for flavor. So it's like actors and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
What might have been better that would have got you the short, sweet, and simple version of this story would be, I don't know, listening to Scam Goddess.
What is that?
Then this, it's a podcast actually.
Oh,
Not endorsing, but
so it's competition, huh?
I'm just saying, you would have got the full story. You got a couple of laughs in there, and been done in 45 minutes. But now you're sitting here talking about a whole reporter that you don't care about. I'm just saying.
Well, she's not real. That's the problem. I want these facts.
Do you feel like Inventing Anna could have been a movie instead?
I feel like it should have just been a documentary on Netflix, like maybe 2 parts.
Mm-hmm. Like The Tinder Swindler?
Never seen it.
It's comparable, I feel like, but on the flip side, like the man scamming the women.
I mean, Anna scammed some women, though.
Oh.
Not in a sexual context, obviously.
But. Yeah, but
not
but
everything
the Tinder
is sexual.
Swindler, like, he scammed the women. That was his whole scam.
Yeah, like he scammed women to pay for other women.
Yeah, you got to keep the train
hustle.
going.
The hustle.
Yeah. But yeah, so is everybody watching Bel-Air caught up?
I've not seen it, but I really want to.
I have only seen a couple of the episodes. I do like them, but like I'd be busy. So
I get that.
It looks great.
What's your thoughts about that for the episodes that you did see?
I want to beat Carlton's ass, but I'm hoping that there will be a nice redemption arc for him. I love Coco Jones, so I'm glad that she is doing Hillary right.
Is she? What are some other things that this woman's been in?
Coco Jones?
Yes.
She's like a Disney star.
Really?
Yeah.
So you go from Disney kid to Carlton's doing lines of coke.
That's basically it. Yes.
This is her euphoria.
It tracks. But outside of that, like, I don't think, like, because I always hear people like trying to compare it to the original Fresh Prince, and I was like, nah. This is literally just a dramatic telling of the theme song and then the aftermath of that theme song. Like, it skews completely left outside of same character names, essentially.
Matt, are you caught up?
Yes.
Well, do your best to talk around your thoughts.
I enjoyed this episode. I still have the same thing about Will and Lisa, but Fran, you talked about a redemption arc for Carlton. Without giving details, he's slowly coming around to make. He's not evil. Evil's not the right word. He's not a bad. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Without.
So he's getting out of the sunken place. That's what you're saying.
He's trying.
Well, no.
He is trying, man. He is trying.
Well, no, but I'm saying on this episode, they discussed how does he deal, why he knows he's in this sunken place, but it's how he copes and deals with being in there.
Yeah.
And then they finally elaborated, so now you have more sympathy for him. Before you had no sympathy for him. So now once they outline why this stuff happens and why he did this, then you're like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, they did explain like why he has chosen the group of people he's decided to hang out with. But like even still, like I don't fully support what the reason it is, because in this episode we discovered that there's more than 2 black kids at the school. And so like they have a whole black student union that he has never made any attempts to connect with anyone in it, And it's like, well, first of all, I didn't appreciate them.
They're just building this case of we should just beat his ass. He might need a real good ass whooping to help get him out that second. But
what I didn't appreciate was like this episode, like he was talking to a black girl and she's like, oh yeah, we hang around school and stuff. And I was like, where they pull this black person out at? Like what bag did they find another black person at this school?
But before this, there was always other black women there. But I haven't seen any other black men there.
I wasn't looking in the backgrounds to see.
Yeah, like if you look in the background, there's always black women there, but I haven't seen a black man yet besides them 2.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. It's like,
But yeah, but like when they said they had this whole black union going on, I was like, oh, committee thing. I was like, oh wow. But I guess there is other black kids there.
yeah, I was like, oh, okay, cool. But also, it's like, don't come at me. I don't think he actually said like, oh man, these are my people. These people have like taken me in, like the white people. But like, don't be over here acting like you are fucking all alone when you chose this path that you went down.
But no, let me defend him. If he like, what did she say? Cause you like cars, you like lacrosse, you like this. So why would I hang out? Even though you look like me, why would I hang out with you? Is every time I hang out with you, you're always talking about, oh, you not doing this, this, and this. Why can't they just respect him and be his friend even though the shit he likes, even though they don't like it?
Right, but that's the thing. Like, it goes both ways, man. Like, he also didn't make an effort to try and connect with any other any other black people. And then, as a result, you hanging out with all these white people. The dude over here literally singing words with the N-word, and you doing a fucking spiritual dance in the locker room to that shit.
Right, but then they explained that the little bit that they gave him, the little parts that they accepted, he was willing to overlook all the racist shit because they gave him the little stuff that he was doing. So that means, like, if I go to the black people thing, they're going to ridicule me and talk about me for everything that I enjoy in my heart. Well, over here, they're going to accept me because I do love lacrosse. I do love chess. They're going to accept that for me in this group, but they're going to say some racist shit on the slide. So he chose to go with that because they accept him for the shit that he loves in his heart. They accepted that, where the other side didn't.
Okay, so you have black friends, right, Matt?
I think so.
You think so? So isn't that like just something that we do? Even if it's shit that we like, we're still gonna shit on you for it.
Just because people do it doesn't mean it's right, though.
But okay, so you decide to like not accept like some jabs from people from your own community. But on the flip side, you would rather be called a slur, or that slurs have been said in your presence so much that you become numb to it.
That's the one he chose. Because Chad, how would you feel if every time we got together, I ridiculed you for fucking playing with Legos and shit?
Okay.
As much
but it's not literally going to be every time though. It's like you make the effort to go and hang around some black people. They're gonna shit on you like that first, maybe that second time, but then like once they get to know you, it's gonna stop. It's not gonna be a constant thing. He didn't want to put in the fucking effort.
We don't know that though. They never once said that he didn't try to put in that effort.
I got a question I'm figuring that they might not have addressed this, but does he have any other black friends?
No.
Besides this, the only one he had was Lisa.
So Lisa, the girl that he likes and had some type of relationship with, right?
Yeah, they used to date.
So you got one person who was at least attempting to fuck with him.
Mm-hmm.
But if he never even attempted to even get to know any other black students, what makes you think that they wouldn't have some alternative taste that would be similar to his? That doesn't make any sense. They never said he did not try to associate with black people. They said the black committee group that they have. So we don't know if he was like, all right, I'm not gonna mess with no black people at all. This, and that. All she said was, oh, because the girl was like, oh, you were a lot cooler than what I thought you was. And he was like, what do you mean? And she was like, oh, you like lacrosse, all this other stuff, and then she mentioned that they have the black committee and how he never reached out to them, to the black committee, not people individually. Okay, so as someone who grew up surrounded, being the only chip in the cookie, when I went to college, I immediately found the Black Student Union or other black organizations. I was like, I got to be around my people. Oh my God, right? I don't see how he feels like
wait. Before you went to college, what was your high school? How was it? Were you the only chip in the cookie?
It was me and my brother were the only chip in the cookie. My brother is older than me, so when he left, I was truly the only chip in the cookie. Like they were like, "Ooh, diversity!" Right there. That was me.
Can,
Right?
can I touch your hair, Fran? Your name is so ethnic.
Yeah, all that. Or people be like, "Well, how do you pronounce it?" For the yeah, all the microaggressions. That was me. So
I guess backstory. You know, Fran's real name isn't Fran, but you know,
What?
her government.
yeah, my government name is a little unique.
Unique Jenkins, if you will.
I'm not gonna say it out loud because I'm pretty sure I'm the only one, and I don't need people trying to find me.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious now. Hold up. Oh, there it is. It's on your thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I can tell you how to pronounce it. Off.
I like how Matt looked at it. He's like, "Oh, okay," and he took that double take. Like, wait, what the fuck did I just read?
Well, no, because I was like, because I seen it, and I was like, and I was like, okay, you can say that with no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very easy if you just take the time, but you know, there are a whole lot of letters in there.
that throws people off.
Eventually, they just stop
Yes.
reading. Like, yeah, I got the gist of it. This week, we discuss Turning Red.
I'm Maylin Lee. I wear what I want, say what I want, 24/7, 365. I know, it's a lot. But I don't got time to mess around. This is gonna be the best year ever. And nothing's gonna get in my way.
May, breakfast is ready.
Coming.
It's gonna be me.
Our ancestors had a mystical connection with red pandas.
Are you kidding me? This little quirk runs in our family.
We follow Mei Mei, who is a bit of an overachiever and a bit of a dork, but she owns who she is. Mei Mei prioritizes her family over her personal needs, and that comes to a head when she learns that her family has a curse, or a blessing, depending on how you look at it, of the women in her family turning into red pandas. The movie is Mei Mei learning that she can be true to herself, but also respectful to her family in her own way. When at the end of the movie she decides not to get rid of her panda blessing. Fran, what did you think of Turning Red?
So I really enjoyed Turning Red. Now, part of this, professionally, as a therapist, right? Pixar always comes with some gems that I was like, oh, I can use that therapy. Oh, I can use that therapy. Oh, I can use that therapy. So like for me, I was like taking notes, going, let me note some of this stuff so I can bring up the as I encourage some of my adult clients to embrace their childhood and just watch a Pixar film. But I enjoyed it. It was good, and you know, I did like the whole all the development and things like that. Now, outside of like my professional life, like I also just enjoyed it because I could relate to a lot of the just female themes and issues that I saw within it. So, such as like that first period, because really and truthfully, if you think about it, you have a 13-year-old girl who potentially will be getting her first period or has got her first period and turns into a big red panda. Yeah. Who might have little anger issues, has some emotional outbursts, periodically doesn't know how to control her emotions. Yeah, that doesn't sound familiar whatsoever from my experience at all.
I thought it was a cute movie. I think there were a lot of interesting points, you know, like underlying themes. And I think a lot of it, you know, towards the end, it was more like we all have these demons inside of us that it's hard to keep at bay. But there's also those ugly parts of us that we just hide from other people in general. So, you know, going into this movie, I felt like it was focused more on becoming a woman in that experience. But really, there's something that everyone can take away from it. And there's also, you know, like the parental stuff. So, you know, it's revealed that May's mother had issues with her mother and she was so afraid of disappointing her, and then she ended up doing that. And so, you know, we always tell ourselves that we're going to be better parents than our parents ever were. And so, I think there was an attempt for that, but then it was so overbearing that May was kind of like in this trap where she was in this vicious cycle that was just going to repeat generation after generation. And so she finally broke that for herself and was like, no, I like the ugly parts of myself and I want to be this red panda.
So kind of to piggyback off of that, like one of the things that I really liked was the aspect of your parents are people too.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like your parents are people too. Like they have their own shit. And if they haven't dealt with their shit, it can be really hard on your kids just to figure out, like, hey, who am I? Who am I as a person and what my identity is? And so we do see that during this movie. And that's one of the things I really do like.
I did not like this movie at all.
Woman hater.
Go on.
Right. And I understand the concept that you guys said, and I feel like me not being a woman, me not having a female child to where like the stuff you guys were talking about you guys could relate to, like if you take that out of it, like for example, Encanto was about a movie in Colombia with Colombian culture and everything else like that. Even if you wasn't from Colombia, you'd be like, oh yeah, this is a good movie. Even if I take that stuff out, to me this still wasn't a good movie. Like I just didn't like. I was bored, and honestly, if it wasn't for the podcast, I would have turned it off.
So what you're saying is like you couldn't connect to any aspect, like overbearing parents or anything like that?
No, like yeah, and everybody, there was nobody really. All the characters except for the dad kind of seemed kind of annoying to me. Like even her friends, well, we know of course her mother and everything else like that, but like to me, May wasn't a good character. Like all the stuff she was doing, she was wilding out. Of course, her mother, like her dad was just, you know, nonchalant and everything until the very end. Her friends were just like, the one with the braces was only like the dim one, the little short, loud one. Like there was no, honestly, the only time I got to where I was like, I was interested, it was Fortnite. Once they started singing and everything, I was like, oh, this sounds kind of nice. I want to see some more of this Fortnite.
I was definitely vibing with the music.
Some good music.
Oh, the music slaps.
Yeah.
Right. So, but at the same time, I watched this with my 11-year-old son. He was tuned in all day. He loved it and everything else like that. But me just watching it, it was just like, besides Finding Dora, this has to be Pixar's worst movie in my opinion.
Even the what's that dinosaur one called?
Are you sure Pixar did that?
Yeah, Little Dinosaur, Last Dinosaur. Fran, you got me?
Something it had good in it. Hold on.
The Good Dinosaur.
Yes.
Good.
Well then, second to the last.
So you never feel like you...
So you got 100% great relationship with your mother?
Yeah, like you never felt like you were like not fitting in the mold that your parents had made for you?
No,
Like,
there was never...
You didn't feel like you could have been a disappointment by any small decision that you could have possibly made?
No, because I was a disappointment. And a lot of this stuff was... All this stuff could have easily be handled with communication. And this is not just this movie. This is a lot of movies. All this stuff could have been handled with a little bit of communication instead of fighting. And when I would say it was a disappointment, it was because I have an older brother and a younger sister. And my older brother and younger sister were always the Mays of the family. They were the ones good grade, college, and everything else like that. So where I wasn't doing good in school and everything, there was no... Matthew, you have to do this. You need to do this. You're going to let us down type of thing. It was already, Matthew, do the best you can, whatever. I've never, like, the only time there was disappointment, I was grown, is when, like, I couldn't support my family later on in life. But as a kid growing up, no, there was never no super expectations put on me or anything else like that. And also, I have a great relationship with my mother where I communicate, like, overly with my mother. I told my mother the day I lost my virginity. So I've never had any, like, a lot of stuff will be, if people just communicated, like when she first found out she was a panda, just tell your mother you're a panda. Why are you trying to hide that?
How do you tell someone you're a panda suddenly?
Right, like you don't think that might have been just a little strange?
Yeah, you don't think that's like a traumatizing experience? She needs time to reflect on that. She hasn't even accepted it herself, and she's just ready to like throw that out in the world. No.
If you don't understand something, sometimes it's okay if you're a 13-year-old girl to ask your parents for help instead of trying to do it on your own.
Yeah, but sometimes it's very hard to voice an experience that if you don't know what's going on yourself, right? So she's waking up and it's just a red panda and doesn't know why, doesn't know what's going on. And at some level, you have to get some type of understanding or some type of peace with that before you might be able to voice it. So it's absolutely understandable that she's freaking out, going, "Oh, I can't freak out my parents because I'm now a big ass red fucking panda."
Right.
She was scared, man.
And when people are scared,
they don't do logical things.
When my son is scared of stuff, when my son is scared, he doesn't try to figure out that. Like if he's scared or something, he'll come and tell me what's wrong or why he's scared.
You don't know everything that's going on with that young man.
So you have very good, secure attachment with your son, and that is great.
That's not everybody's experience.
Yes.
Right. But you guys are justifying why she did not tell her parents, right? Because she was trying to figure it out herself, right?
I wouldn't say we're justifying it.
We're explaining what her headspace was.
Right, but I'm just saying, but I still don't validate what I say. If she would have told her parents, that it would have helped out, and she wouldn't have experienced that stuff she spit at school, or her mom chasing after her and spying on her, right?
Well, I think part of it was like her mom was thinking this was her period, and was overacting, and is very much a helicopter parent. So that probably was going to happen regardless.
Right, but I'm saying, like, if she would have told her mother then about, or just open up the shower curtain, she would have seen her. So then the next scene of her going to school and doing all that stuff and her mother hiding and all of that stuff would have been avoided.
But then we wouldn't have a movie to watch.
Right, and hindsight is 2020. We can point out all these little facts, but
we can point out flaws.
Right in that moment, that front brain thinking wasn't going to be happening. That fight, flight, freeze, like that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just it wasn't that it didn't really pick up for me. Like it was like boring throughout the thing until the end. Once the aunts came in and the grandmother, then the plot and the excitement started to pick up for me. And then it went down again when they was trying to keep the mother in the middle, and then May started dancing and her mother was like, "Ew, gross." I was like, that's what makes you say ew, gross, is just her shaking her butt? I was like, okay, all right.
I mean, again, as a woman, there are some things that your parents really are prepared for, and sometimes you dancing with your boo is one of those.
I mean, I wouldn't even just say it as a woman, but like I agree, like that's the theme of the movie. But like I really enjoyed this movie. I really felt for May. Like I was digging the way the movie opened when she was giving a rundown of her life. And then she was like, "Oh no, guys, I can't do these fun kid things with you because I gotta go home and help my mom, basically with our family business." And when she gets on the little metro and her one friend's like, she's so brainwashed, I was like, oh yeah, like because like that's a cultural disconnect, right? Whereas like they're Canadian, so I'm not gonna say American, but like Western society is like you have your parents. You listen to them, but it's not to the level of like an Asian parent, right? And so like that whole theme of the episode of honoring your family and honoring yourself really came into play like the moment like her friends like she's so brainwashed because it's like they don't fucking understand it, right? They don't understand like how she was raised in such a way to where it was like these are things that I have to do. disrespecting your family is like one of the worst things that is imaginable. And that's not always something that we think about in our Western society. Yeah, so I get where she's coming from with, keeping things from her family. I get, like, I can sympathize. I never had to go through exactly the female experience of like adolescence, but I can sympathize with just like your body has changed in a very weird way, and you are just trying to navigate those waters and still live a semblance of a normal life. So like I really enjoyed that aspect of the movie.
I mean, to me, this movie was a lot about identity in itself, like in her finding what her identity is and how she wants to express herself. So when she's able to kind of do that, when she's saying, "Hey, I'm keeping my panda. I want to go to this concert. This is what I want to do," and finding that balance, that's part of that key takeaways.
Well, this is a very brief and succinct conversation we've had here on this movie. It's like just 15 minutes and then we're in and out. Look at us.
I know you want to keep going. We can dive further.
I mean, what more can we say? It's 3 against 1.
I mean, we could always talk about this music, though.
I mean, that was
unanimous.
They need to make a movie just for Four Town. I want to see how they came together and everything. Why is it called Four Town within its 5 members? I need to know this information.
You wouldn't understand. You're not a true fan.
Exactly. So I need to learn about them so I can become a true fan. But their opening scene was dope, though. I ain't gonna lie. When they busted out those cages, I was like, okay. And then they flew. I was all right, they on
that's why that show was $200 a ticket. All right, in 2002 money.
Right.
Gosh. Right.
Like
I mean, I kind of really wanted to see that full opening song for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would have been a good break. We could have enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Seemed pretty dope. So like I guess a little bit of early trivia business. So apparently, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but like Billie Eilish and her brother like wrote the music for the music for the movie.
Nice.
So
is this the kind of music she make?
No.
No.
I've heard of her. I just never heard none of her music.
Some hardcore Gen Z sad boy, sad girl music. But it's good shit. It's some real good shit though.
Like grunge.
Her music is
flair.
really good depression music.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not like
Does she
sad.
still have green hair?
Who knows? She might be. Isn't she blonde now? Isn't she getting her Scarlett Johansson on?
Maybe. I think she did away with the green. It got a little tired. Sorry, Billy.
These kids gotta continuously reinvent themselves.
These kids.
I mean, she is of these kids. Isn't she like 18?
Yeah, she's young. I don't think she's 18, but she's not. I'm going to look it up right now.
19?
Who's taking bets?
But thinking about the movie, my son really enjoyed it. And I also think, like, if my wife watched it, she would enjoy it too.
Because she's Asian?
Yeah. Because, like you said, about the Western culture and everything is different. And then how you grow up into doing it, because we've had conversations where she felt like that, where she played the piano, she played the saxophone, she did this, she did that, and everything like that. Yeah.
Why did you should have really got your wife to be on this episode. We really needed her perspective.
She's at work.
How am I supposed to know that? I don't know that woman's schedule. Well, I don't live with her.
Right, but I if she would have been off, she definitely would have been on, but she has to work. She's at work right now as we speak.
Okay. Okay. What do you guys think the Rotten Tomatoes is on this movie?
I'm gonna go with 75.
That's optimistic.
Oh, it is, but I'm trying to get like a baseline.
I'm gonna guess like 47.
And let me go in the middle then, and I would say 60.
Okay, let's do this again, gang. Don't go below 80.
Really?
Wow.
Fran.
Wow.
Bam! 75.
I said don't go below.
80. My bad. Let's go 85. Go 10 up.
Fuck it. 90.
95.
Wow. Okay.
See? Okay. See?
So Matthew's
what did the
wrong.
critics give it?
69. There's a lot of female woman haters in the audience score on that one, like yourself, Matt.
Hey man, just because people dislike stuff doesn't mean they hate women. It's okay for somebody not like a movie.
All right, trivia. We're going to keep with the whole men hating women thing here.
Great.
Turning Red is the second Pixar film directed by a woman. What was the first? A, Up. B, Brave. C, Inside Out. Or D, Finding Dory.
Going Brave.
Yeah, I was gonna guess Brave.
Inside Out.
In 1998, Brenda Chapman became the first woman to direct an animated film from a major studio, DreamWorks' The Prince of Egypt. In 2012, she co-directed the Disney Pixar film Brave with Mark Andrews, becoming the first woman to win the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. Chapman conceived the project and was announced as the director of the film, making her Pixar's first female director. In October 2010, however, she was replaced by Mark Andrews following creative disagreements between her and John Lasseter. There were rumors she left due to Lasseter's misconduct that led to him leaving Pixar. And we all know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what happened.
So Lasseter housed a very toxic work environment at Pixar, where it was a requirement for, if he's come in and see what the female animator is doing, it's not uncommon for him to be giving you little light massages and giving you hugs and shit.
I didn't know Brave won an Academy Award. I love that movie.
I mean, most Pixar movies win awards.
Really?
It's easier to say which one didn't win an award.
Which would be
So like Incredibles, Cars, and all them, they won.
Cars 2 and 3 were pieces of shit. Well, Cars 2 was a piece of shit. That did not win. The Good Dinosaur did not win.
What about Wall-E?
Yeah, you know that shit won.
Wall-E won.
Yeah, I love Wall-E.
All right. Fort Town is most likely a mix of Old Town and Toronto-based boy band Before 4. Mei Mei's name, Mei Lin, means beautiful rose in Chinese, which was most likely intentional due to the, all the red iconography, like the red panda and all that shit, red hair. And last one, Sandra. This is so Sandra Oh played her mom. This is her fourth Disney movie. She was in Raya and the Last Dragon, Mulan 2, and The Princess Diary. Apparently, yeah.
Hello, I am here with a very special guest. It's a long time coming, but I was finally able to convince my wife, Yasuyo, aka Sue, to show up on the podcast. Now she's here. She's just got through watching the Turning Red movie, so she's here to give her thoughts and perspective on it. First off, Yasuo, welcome to the podcast. How does it feel to be on? They don't know what you're doing. This is an audio podcast. You got to speak up.
I'm doing good.
No, not how you doing.
Oh,
How does it feel to be on a podcast after 47 episodes?
weird.
Why does it feel weird?
I never wants to.
Why you didn't want to? You didn't want to see that your husband and his friend are out there doing big things you never wanted to be on?
Nah.
Why not?
I'm not good, or I'm not gonna. I don't like to discussion stuff. Like I don't like to speak in like my opinion like this, and then the other one is like my opinion like that.
Why we do that? You do that with me every day.
But I say okay a lot of time the show because I don't like it.
You don't like my opinion, or you don't like doing it?
I don't like doing it.
Oh, well, too bad you're on a podcast now. So, after watching Turning Red, what was your, just without giving details, you like it, didn't like it, it was okay. What was your thoughts about it?
I like it.
Okay.
I like it.
What parts did you like about it?
I don't have my favorite, like I don't have my favorite one part, but I like the movie.
So could you see yourself relating to May in any kind of sense? You know, being a young girl, and you know the sideway conversation was her turning 13, you know, maybe starting her period, but then you know, red panda type of things, or the overbearing mother. Could you relate to anything like that?
When I was watching, it's some part of remind me when I was kids, like relationship with my mother, like what time you come home or where you going and with the who, um, like that stuff. So those are like when I was teenagers, like that. But it's a little bit of different because I grown up Japan, and that's the story is in the States. So
No, it was in Canada.
it was in Canada. So it's a little different.
So overall, what do you think about the movie? You enjoyed it? Would you watch it again if it was on TV or something?
Maybe. And also maybe. But I like the movie.
All right, you got anything else to say before we go?
Please don't ask me to again to be in the podcast because I'm not good at it. I don't know when whoever like to listen this podcast, this episode, they might think like, oh, his wife talks a lot. What does she want to say? What does she exactly want to say? Well, how they can like having a conversation normal?
Or they can say, I really enjoyed his wife on there. She was so funny. I agreed everything she said. Why are you thinking negative?
This is first time to be honest, so I don't know. But I'm nervous.
Why?
I'm nervous.
People hate. I would say we don't got a lot of listeners.
I know.
We don't.
Okay, but I feel like this is first time, and then I feel like I'm speaking in the front of 1,000 people.
It's just me and you right now.
I know that, but I'm just.
Well, you will be out to not. You said how many people?
1,000.
Oh, it's gonna be out to the world.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It could be any country.
We have a lot of listeners in the Philippines and Ireland for some reason. We worldwide.
That's what I'm saying. Don't ask me again.
Why not? Well, what if we get a lot of comments saying we need Matt to bring back his wife because they love you so much. You ready to be an idol?
No, I'm too old for that.
Nah, not for podcast world. You're not. See, you can come out here. You can be a new idol on the podcast world.
No.
Why not?
No.
You want to get this pocket money? Me and Chad trying to get this pocket money. I do want some pocket money. So then if they tell you to come back and what if this episode blows up because you're on? So the next episode we do, it blows up. Then that means you got to be on again. That means the listeners love you. That's how we're going to get sponsors.
So now.
See? So you need to be on again if the number does good. If it don't, then you might not be back on.
I should have speak the Japanese.
You want to speak some Japanese to them? No, go ahead.
It's okay.
The thing is, you get to think they might. I told them you Japanese, but they might not believe me. I speak a little Japanese on here from time to time. Mm-hmm. Speak some Japanese to them. Say, ooh, you know what you should do? Say my closing. I say this at every end of every podcast. Say my closing in Japanese. I'll say it in English first, and then you say it in Japanese. I don't know if this was a good episode. I don't know if it was a bad episode, but whatever you think about it, talk about it at work. Thank you for listening.
いいエピソードだったか悪いエピソードだったかそれはわからないけど、でもどうでもいいこと、どんなことでも思ったことは職場で話しましょう。お聞きくださってありがとうございます。
All right, good job.
でもわかんないよ。
Well, people who don't speak Japanese ain't gonna know what that shit means.
You don't know.
Right.
Some Japanese people like to be able to speak
right.
English. they might think like she cannot translate good. If it's me, I'm gonna translate like this, and then you're going to have a bad comment or something like that.
Well, good. We take good comments and bad comments all together.
But yeah, so this was fun, ladies. You know, we had another Girls Get It Done episode. We haven't had this much, lady energy since the Valentine's episode with Kamaya and Sativa. So thank you so much. You guys had some really good input on the topics before the movie this weekend. The movie discussion, it took a turn when we found out what really laid in Matt's heart. But just want to thank you ladies for, coming back and, maybe this is a good pairing here. Maybe you two will be tag teaming it together. Who knows? But is there anything you ladies want to plug before we get out of here?
I think I did last time. I'm good.
Well, thank you so much for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at weusedtotalkpod@gmail.com. Like our Facebook page, We Used to Talk About This at Work, and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at We Used to Talk Pod. Come back next week when we welcome back Josh for No Time to Die and maybe something extra. We'll see.